Welcome back! After the impactful debut of Hero 5, we now have his son and daughter, the Zenithian children, answers the call to join DQT. Brace yourself for a double release of new hero units and let's find out if they can carry on their father's legendary legacy or if they fall short of the mark. These iconic characters are known by various names, however, for the purpose of this video, I've chosen to embrace their original Japanese names from the Dragon Quest series. Rex the son and Tabatha for the daughter. Our journey begins by closely looking into Rex's kit. After that, we'll shift our focus to Tabitha. 3 months ago, I awarded them rating of 4.5 and 4.0 respectively during my initial impressions. Now let's unravel how they've shaped the ever-evolving JP meta since their release. Join the Supercharge mission for our channel, like the Jinx Jade down at the bottom of the screen. Make sure you hit those like and subscribe button. Your support means the world to us and a source of motivation to keep creating more content for DQT. As I said, let's first take a look at Rex's skill. First of his skill is a B rank Zap spell attack. It offers an impressive range of 4 and 5 tiles AoE, but the catch is that it's a whiz scaling spell, and Rex's whiz stat is on the low side, hence resulting in a modest damage. Still, you might find it handy in very niche situations, such as when dealing with evasion units. Moving on, we have an A rank AoE physical skill similar to FA Corvus. It's a real powerhouse, allowing Rex to charge straight into the heart of the enemy ranks. Expect this to be your go-to move for damage, and it's likely to be Rex's most common starting move. Rex's third skill is an A rank bang single target physical attack with a range of 1 to 2. What makes it shine is the debuff, increasing the damage enemy takes across all types with a very high 60% activation chance. Moving on to his coup de grace, which is available on turn 2. It's a high damage, non-reflectable zap AoE spell, scaling with attack, not with like his earlier skill. With Rex in the center, you likely unleash this on turn 2, provided he's still standing. What makes it exceptional is that this spell packs a frigid wave effect, akin to Zoma, or a better way to think of it is a solo's Zenithian sword but with much wider coverage. Paired with Rex's frontline based blitz approach, it can disarm multiple foes by stripping their buffs. It's a game changer, especially in PvP battles. Lastly, a tension booster. Rex's B rank skill cranks up tension by 2 stops, unlike the usual 1-stop skills we are familiar with. It might not be a frequent choice in PvP, but it's a handy on for PvE purposes. Rex's passives. As a weight 65 hero, he's armed with a status immunity, which not only shakes off status ailment twice, but also cranks up tension. It's a robust immunity, a lesson learned from Solo's 3 times passive. Next, Rex is all about blitz scenarios. Unlike the usual odd turn buffs for weight 65 heroes, he starts with a 2 stops all stats buff that lasts for 3 turns, allowing him to begin at peak stats right from the outset. This means Rex is one of the first to act in battle and provides more value to his weight in his first 3 turns compared to other hero units. This kid is just full of energy. Every time he strikes, there is a chance to boost his own tension for each enemy hit. Unlocking at Awakening 3, this can amplify his already formidable damage output on turn 2 onwards. Additionally, at Awakening 5, Rex gains a 5% HP and 4% MP restore, which while modest in value, remains a useful passive to have, especially for PvE. Now onto our usual hero check. What I wanted to highlight here is that his stats, which tends to be on the low side compared to fellow weight 65 heroes. This means that on turn 1 and 2, Rex has a better stat due to his 2-step buffs, but from turn 3 onwards, other heroes start to outperform him in terms of basic stats. For detailed comparison of other attributes, you can find them listed in the lower part of the chart for your screen grab and review. Let's look at his strengths and weaknesses. Rex is an explosive blitz unit, unleashing his might with 2-step all stats buff from the start. He can move up to 6 square with his dive AoE, wreaking havoc among enemy units right from the outset. When facing auto cover tanks like Sars Rose Guardian, Rex can potentially eliminate him in a single hit. In other scenarios, he synergizes well with Mom 2, triggering her follow-up shots for multiple targets. He also has versatile kit outside that, like Strong Bang Physical, Double Step Tension Boost. Rex excels on auto, focusing on clustered enemies and long reach, but could still target evasion units for a miss. In Arena GBG offense, his 100% barrier helps him outsmart the AI and remain unharmed when well planned. Now onto the flip side, however, there are downsides to consider. He's a pure blitz unit, losing all his buffs after turn 4, and as we saw in the previous slide, his base stats are on low compared to likes of Solo. Onto DR, he only has 100% barrier, which often easy to remove. Additionally, he lacks standard damage reduction, leaves him quite fragile and also weak against multi-hit attacks. He's weak to sleep, but usually 2 status immunity cleanse passive should protect him well. However, it's worth noting that they won't work with follow-ups or counters, much like Solo. For example, upcoming Blossom Mushroom Mage with Sleep Body, which may disrupt your first turn plan for AoE dive attack. Despite Rex's diverse skill set, he frequently leaves many abilities unused. This is because he typically initiates a dive attack on turn 1 and its coup on turn 2. By the third turn, the battle phase is often sealed when using a blitz team. While his second turn damage is high, it's heavily reliant on how many tension procs occurs on the first turn, bringing RNG factor into output on the turn 2. Not mentioned on the list, but another downside is that no multi-hit skill, so may struggle to fight against units with last stance. That's it for Rex. Let's shift our focus on Tabitha. First of her skill is a B rank. That this skill will increase tension and spell damage. Very good skill when she has a free turn. Next is A rank single target 5-hit bang spell which incurs stun with 20% proc chance each hit, resulting in about 67% chance to stun an enemy, and the range is 2 to 4 and it's very good range. Third is another long range skill. It's an A rank large cross-shaped spell dealing massive damage to enemies. Her coup, which can be used from turn 2 onward, is a straight line non-reflect typeless spell damage. This is similar to Dragonoid Baran's Daughter Aura and does devastating damage. One downside is this can only be used once per fight. On to her passives. Her remarkable plus 15 critical rate pairs excellently with her multi-hit spell, making it a standout signature passive that sets her apart from other mage units. Furthermore, she offers a competitive heal akin to Astaros, restoring 50% HP when it falls below 70% of her max HP. This can activate up to twice during a fight. Both of her Awakening at passive 3 and 5 are the same as Rex's, offering tension when attacking, a minor HP and MP regen every turn. On to pros and cons. Tabitha, a top tier mage, boasts high damage potential with tension boosting abilities and an impressive 16% base crit rate. Her long range spells covering various elements allows her to deal devastating damage from a safe distance. With her crit rate, range and mobility, I believe she's a great choice to disrupt enemy plans when put in GVG defense. On contrary, Tabitha had many weaknesses. Firstly, she's incredibly fragile, more fragile than Mage Pop. She has HP defense identical as Pop, as you can see on the screen. Like him, she's weak to Zap and Whoosh, but Pop has 4 elemental resistances. Tabitha only has 2 and she lacks evasion versus Pop, making her even more vulnerable. And you might say Tabitha's 50% HP restore might seem like a solution to all of this, but unlike Astaros, which has much higher defensive stats as you can see, she can often be one-shotted, so this passive has a bad synergy with such fragile unit. She's also weak to confusion and lacks immunity or a bounce, providing enemy a lot of options to shut her down with confusing her. Her non-reflect typeless attack is excellent, but it can only be used once per battle and requires 2 turns to be ready. Tabitha's damage can vary greatly depending on her attention passive, much like her brother. One interesting setup for Tabatha could be sacrificing the base damage and gearing her for HP to enhance her chance of survival, making her a potential threat from a distance if RNG's on your side. Now I'm returning to this simpler chart for a unit rating for easier summary view. Let's assess these units in terms of relative strengths against others. Rex. At low awakening, I position Rex between great and nice to have, which would equate to a 3.5 rating on the previous scale. He's used for PvE, but not quite the same level as Solo, Hero 5 or S-Dark Blossom, which are much more commonly seen in JP YouTubers' video guides. At High Awakening, Rex undeniably stands as one of the top Blitz units. His release alongside Ladger's arrival next will likely keep Blitz teams prevalent for some time. On to Tabatha. My enthusiasm for Tabatha has worn off a bit since her release in JP, I must say. Her low defensive stats makes her less viable at low awakening. At high awakening, Tabatha is a nice to have, as she could be a powerful option for GVG defense, but max awakening her for just that doesn't seem like a wise investment in my opinion. But if you have a deep pocket or really want to do well in GVG, might be worth a consideration to pull. Speaking of their suitability for TNT, both of these units are well suited for Bravo stage. I've also included S-Dark in the chart. He's excellent in all content, provides a budget option for those who have been fortunate enough to have high awakening level. But even at awakening 1, because S-Dark attains most of the great passives from Blossom, making him very useful, particularly for PvE. Once again, thank you for watching this detailed guide to the end. Please like and subscribe to show some love for the channel and keep this content engine running strong. Catch you in the next one.